Hey guys, today what we're going to be doing, we're going to start um, creating the IK handles for the legs. So remember what IK stands for is inverse kinematics. And what we've been covering prior to this, like the fish and regular arms and legs, are forward kinematics. So whatever is the first joint created in that chain tends to have the most power, and then so on and so forth within that chain. The second joint that's been created has some power, but not as much as the first. And then the third, the fourth, um, the later on within the chain, you end up having less power in terms of control. So with inverse kinematics means that it's reversed, that uh, the last joint that's created has more power. And I'll be showing you again, legs are really, in terms of animation, even though technically speaking, it's forward kinematics that it has. When it comes in contact with the ground, you have to use IK in order to make a realistic walk or pose for the feet. Oh, excuse me. Um, so I'm going to go back to Maya. I'm going to open up the software first. Remember, you don't want to click on the scene file first. I'm going to keep iterating this till the end of time. So while that's doing that, let me. So I've opened up Maya. Now I need to set my project folder. Remember the project folder that I've created in the first part of the video. So I'm going to go to File, Set Project. I know I saved it to the second to my desktop, so I'm going to double click on Benita's Laura project. I forgot the number 2 when I made it, but I don't want to change anything to get this error from Maya. So I'm going to double click on it. Make sure not to select any of the subfolders. So now I can hit set, and now I'm going to go to File, Open Scene, and I have a list of these. So remember, I was increment and saving. So the largest number, so 0.0002, is the last one. I'm going to select that one and hit Open. I'm going to select Don't Save and then Continue. So I'm back to where I've left off in terms of binding my skin, and uh, the joints have all been created. Basically, everything that I really want is there now, for the most part. I mean, later on in my controls, I can add attributes and add these fancy controls that can do certain movements that I don't have to later animate. Those are called set driven keys. They're a lot of fun. Another day. We won't cross that bridge today, at least not in this video. So remember what I was saying. Right now we have a FK joint chain, meaning this left leg joint, I've created it before I created the knee joint. So that means that this joint has more power than this joint. And it's showing me the direction of power that these joints have. So it's the bones are pointing to the ankle, then to the ball of the foot, then to the toe. So it's showing me the power. So now this last second to last joint that I've created has only a little bit of power because it wasn't made first in the chain of joints. So that's forward kinematics. What we want to create is I want to be able to move this foot without affecting um, the leg, or without affecting the hips. So right, and I want to be able to move the knees as well. So have some control of the knees. So if by lifting this up, I want to be able to move that knee and have it bend. So I'm going to hit Z. Please make sure to go back to your original manipulations. All right. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to start off with the left leg. I'm going to set my preference angle. So just so Maya has control over what the orientation of this knee joint has. Let's see, it should be rotate Y. So I'm going to set this to 40. Yes, okay. All right, I'm going to select the hip joint or left leg joint. I'm going to press the space bar and I'm going to go to skeleton and I'm going to go to set preference angle, preferred angle. I'm going to select that knee joint and make that rotate Y 0. Okay, so I'll do it again. I made this 40, rotate Y, selected the left leg joint, and go to spacebar, hold down the spacebar, skeleton, holding down with my left mouse button, and when I get to set preferred angle, I'm going to release my mouse. And then once I do that, I'm going to go back to my knee joint, and I'm going to go to 0. And I'm going to hit enter. Now what I need to do, I'm going to create an IK handle. And in my rigging tab right here, it's the icon, it's the third icon, but it's also the icon that looks like the joint tool, but it has a straight line in between, so it looks like a triangle. So I'm going to select that tool. I'm going to go to my tool settings. I'm going to make sure the first IK handle that you create is going to be rotate plane solver. Or if you just want to make sure, hit the reset tool. And I'm still in the tool because it's highlighted blue right here. That icon right here that you see in the rigging tab is highlighted blue, meaning that it's on. If it's not blue, that means it's the last tool in use, but it's not activated yet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the left leg joint first, and then I'm going to click on the ankle joint down here at the bottom where my mouse is. Okay? So if I move that handle at the bottom, notice I'm having some good, ooh, look at that, manipulation going on. So I'm going to press Z to undo moving it, and Z one more time. So now it's back to its default pose, because I don't want to keep adding handles if my leg is not back in its neutral default pose, back to rest. Okay, it has to be in its resting pose before we can keep rigging this character. So now I'm going to select the IK handle joint tool again, create IK handle, and this time I'm going to change rotate plane solver to single chain solver. And I'm going to select from ankle to ball of the foot, and I'm going to select the IK handle again, ball to toe, and now when I move the leg, okay, this is looking good. I'm not moving it forward either. So now my knees are controlled. And right now I can't move my hips and having the feet planted right now. That's gonna work later on when we have controls and we can parent the controls in the outliner the right way. But for right now, we have our IK handles, which is great. So now what we need to do, we name these. So IK handle 1 becomes left leg IK handle. And the second IK handle, so I'm going to zoom in. So they are a little hard to see, but they're the brown crosses that you see here. So I'm going to change IK handle 2 to left ball IK handle. again, keep the naming the same, so I didn't have a space in the last one. And hit enter, and then the last one, left underscore toe IK handle. All right. So now that I have that, I'm going to do the same thing. I don't want to mirror these because they're attached to those joints. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to again create the IK handles manually here on the right side of the joints. So on the side that's highlighted right now. So again, I'm going to select the IK joint handle, this third icon. We need to reset the tool so it goes back to rotate planar. So I'm going to go to the tool section, tool settings, which is the window with the hammer and the little 3 dots or nails. I'm going to click reset tool. I'm going to click from the right leg joint down up here where my mouse is. And I'm going to go, ooh, I did not see, I caught myself. So don't do that. Click in negative space, Q, negative space. I need to set my preferences for my knees. So I'm going to go to rotate Y. I'm going to click, I've selected the knees. I'm going to go to rotate Y, type in 40, select the leg, spacebar, skeleton, set preferred angle, and then select the knee again, 40, back to 0, and hit enter. Now I'm going to do my IK handles. So I'm going to select my IK handle, select the right leg joint, select the right ankle joint. Great. I'm going to select the IK handle tool again, and in my tool settings, I'm going to change the rotate plane solver to single chain solver, and select from ankle to the ball of the foot, and again IK handle again from the ball of the foot to the toe. Okay, so now when I move this IK handle, when you select the cross, I have press Z to undo before you continue rotating. So now I have IK handles for the right side. And again, I'm going to close the tool settings now. For the right side, I'm going to select the first IK handle, right leg IK handle. Select the second cross, right ball IK handle, enter. And then the toe, right toe IK handle. So now that I have that, I'm good to go for right now. And I'm gonna hit save. So I'm gonna go to File, Increment, and Save. Hit Continue. Okay, so now this is version 3 for this assignment. You might be at different versions. It's okay. I just want you to keep track of what file is what. If you want to type in notes, okay, version 3 is where I stopped for, the IK handles, or version 2 is where I stopped at IK handles. But I want you to be responsible and accountable for what version is what. All right. Okay. And wait. I'll fix that. I can unbind that. It's not a big deal. Alright. Well, okay. I will fix what I have here. I think I forgot to move my thumb before I mirrored it. And that's okay. It happens to all of us. So with that, this will be the end of the second video, just so that's a separate item. And then the next one, we will create controls. And hopefully the fourth one will be skinning. and how to make sure we don't have issues like this, which are pretty bothersome, which I can agree. So, all right. So, best of luck. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you next week. All right. Take care. Bye.